In a sterile atelier of silence, we find a relic of horological history. White-gloved hands reach for a vintage wooden box that holds a forgotten treasure. The click of the lock echoes as the lid rises, revealing a masterpiece of time. A soft glow emanates, whispering of a legacy worth millions of dollars. A rare skeleton watch lies dormant, its intricate internal architecture layered with the dust of half a century. Once royal, it now awaits a second life. Even in its slumber, the gold casing reflects a bygone era of luxury. Every scratch tells a story of decades passed in the shadows of history. Through the lens of a master, the hidden world of micromechanics is revealed. The craftsman's gaze penetrates deep into the heart of this frozen mechanical soul. The escapement, once the heartbeat of this machine, is now paralyzed. And years of neglect have turned the lubricants to stone and the motion to silence. In this moment of absolute concentration, the air is heavy with anticipation. The process of revival begins with a single, steady breath and a sharp eye. $1 million heritage is about to be deconstructed. We enter the first stage, the surgical anatomy of over 300 microscopic and hyper-fragile internal components. Precision is the only language spoken here. A screwdriver, finer than a needle, begins the delicate task of loosening screws that have not moved for decades. Each component is a vital organ. With surgical grace, the gears are removed and placed into a mapped tray, ensuring every piece finds its way home. As the bridges come away, the true complexity of the skeletonized design emerges. This is the art of transparency, where nothing is hidden from the eye. Relieving the tension of the mainspring requires a master's touch. One wrong move could shatter the delicate wheels that have survived for over 50 years. The hairspring, thinner than a human hair, is the soul's pulse. It is handled with extreme care, for its geometry dictates the very accuracy of time. 300 parts now lie separated. It is a puzzle of immense value, a chaotic symphony of metal waiting to be cleaned, polished, and eventually reborn. Under high magnification, the damage of time becomes visible. Every tooth of every gear must be perfect to ensure the seamless transmission of mechanical energy. The synthetic rubies, serving as frictionless bearings, are cleaned until they glow. These jewels are the silent guardians of the movement's longevity and enduring precision. The assessment is complete. The state of the movement is fragile but salvageable. Now, the transformation begins as we move from disassembly into deep restoration. Chemical purification is the next step, and every trace of old oil and oxidation must be removed to restore the metallic brilliance of this horological treasure. We enter the stage of purification. The components are submerged in a specialized solution, preparing for the high-frequency vibrations that will strip away the decades. Ultrasonic waves create a microscopic storm, reaching into every crevice. This process ensures that not a single speck of dust remains to hinder the movement. Emerging from the bath, the metal regains its original luster. The cleansing is absolute, laying the foundation for the delicate hand finishing that follows this stage. Now begins the art of anglage. Using traditional pegwood, the craftsman hand polishes the chamfered edges of the bridges to create a flawless, mirror-like reflective finish. The play of light is essential. By beveling the edges, we create a visual depth that defines the high-end aesthetic of a true skeletonized masterpiece. Surface restoration requires patience and a steady rhythm. Each bridge is buffed to perfection, removing years of scratches while preserving the original structural integrity. Heat transformation is a spectacle of science and art. We heat the steel screws until they reach the perfect temperature for the iconic royal blue finish. Watch the metal breathe and change. This deep blue hue is not paint, but a molecular transformation that protects the steel and signifies ultimate watchmaking quality. A quick quench in oil freezes the color in time. These blued screws will become the vibrant accents against the golden heart of the restored timepiece. The result is a perfect, shimmering blue. Every detail, no matter how small, is treated with the same level of reverence and exacting technical standards. We move to the soul of the skeleton watch, the engraving. The main plate is secured, becoming a canvas for a master engraver's surgical-grade steel chisels. With a steady hand, the artist carves intricate arabesque patterns. This is where mechanical engineering meets fine art, turning cold metal into a tapestry of gold. Microscopic curls of gold fall away like stardust. Each stroke must be decisive, as there is no room for error when working on $1 million movement. The artist sees a world we cannot. Through the microscope, every line is a canyon, and every curve is a path toward achieving absolute aesthetic perfection. Skeletonization is the art of removal. A wire saw, thinner than a needle, is threaded through the metal to cut away everything that is not essential. The metal is opened up, creating a window into the mechanical heart. This transparency is what defines the skeleton watch, making the invisible visible to all. Filing the internal edges is a test of patience. Every cut made by the saw must be smoothed by hand until the transition is perfectly seamless. The dust is swept away to reveal a mechanical lace. And what was once a solid plate is now a delicate web of gold and steel, light and airy. Light dances across the new textures, catching every hand-carved facet. The movement has been transformed from a functional machine into a breathtaking work of fine jewelry. We honor the traditions of the past while using the precision of the present. This design pays homage to the great masters of the 19th century. A silent signature is etched into the gold, a mark of the master's pride. This watch is now a unique piece of art, never to be replicated. The sculpture of the soul is complete. These components are no longer just parts. They are the elegant skeleton of a mechanical god, ready for assembly. The resurrection begins with lubrication. A microscopic drop of synthetic oil is placed with surgical precision onto the ruby bearings to ensure a lifetime of emotion. The foundation is laid as the center wheel returns to its throne. Every gear must align perfectly, and for even a micron of deviation would cause the system to fail. The gear train is rebuilt, link by link. This golden pathway will soon carry the energy from the mainspring to the hands that tell our time. The lace-like bridges are secured with the blue steel screws we perfected earlier. The contrast of gold, blue, and ruby creates a visual symphony of high horology. Testing the freedom of motion is critical. Each wheel must have the perfect amount of play to spin without friction, yet remain perfectly stable in its position. The power source returns. This barrel holds the coiled potential energy that will soon breathe life into the cold metal and start the count of seconds. This is the moment of truth. The balance wheel, the heart of the timepiece, is suspended over its pivot, waiting to rejoin the mechanical body it belongs to. The watchmaker holds his breath as the final screw is tightened. The alignment is perfect. Now, we wait for the first sign of mechanical consciousness to return. A gentle breath of air initiates the first oscillation. After 50 years of absolute silence, the heart of the machine begins to beat once again in the light. The rhythm is steady and strong. The hairspring expands and contracts like a living lung, regulating the flow of time with absolute, unwavering mechanical grace and precision. Listen to the voice of history. The pallet fork engages the escape wheel, producing the iconic tick-tock that has echoed through the centuries of human achievement. The revival is complete. The gears dance in a synchronized ballet of gold and steel, a testament to the master's skill in resurrecting a complex mechanical soul. The heart returns to its golden ribcage. The restored movement is encased in solid gold, protecting the delicate craftsmanship for the generations that are yet to come. A crystal-clear sapphire lens is sealed over the masterpiece. Yet from every angle, the internal mechanics are visible, inviting the world to marvel at its intricate, ticking beauty. Presenting the final masterpiece. This is the culmination of hundreds of hours of labor, a million-dollar heritage revived through the touch of a master's dedicated hands. Every screw, every gear, and every hand-carved scroll shines with renewed purpose. It is a fusion of ancient artistry and modern technical perfection in one single object. Worn on the wrist, it is a symbol of status and a respect for time. It carries the weight of history and the brilliance of contemporary horological excellence. The restoration of a skeleton watch is more than a repair. It is an act of preservation. We keep the pulse of human ingenuity beating across the ages. Time moves forward once again. A masterpiece that was once lost to dust is now a beacon of light, proving that true art is indeed eternal and immortal. This is the art of the skeleton watch, a legacy reborn, a soul revived. Join us as we continue to protect the ticking heart of our shared mechanical heritage.